here. What does Allah say to shaitan? Provoke, instigate, rile up those among them, Bani Adam, who you're able to, with your voice, your lies, your deceptions. He's the great deceiver. He's the liar. He loves what's happening now. This shaitan is having a field day. And he's just laughing at look at these. You chose me over these? Look at these pathetic creatures. You chose me over these? Look at them. Look how easy it is to manipulate them. All I have to do is spread rumors. Put something on the internet, and look, they're all behaving like a bunch of fools and idiots. Now, shaitan is happy as pop. And all his minions. Bring your cavalry. Bring your infantry. He's got minions. Really. People say, oh, you know, there's a big conspiracy. It is the Iblis. Most of these people don't know they're part of the Iblisic conspiracy. They don't know that. They just hear whispers in their heart. I think I'll try that. That's a good idea. Yeah, let's do that. But this is what's going on. This is what Allah is telling us. And then what does He say? Get them to do haram things so they get their money. In haram ways, in prohibited ways. Right? And zina, fornication. Get them to have illegitimate children, because that will destroy them. Destroy their civilizations. Destroy their families. Right? And give them your false promises. And then Allah says, and shaitan only promises them falsehood. But then He says, but you have no authority over my slaves. Why? Because they're people of sabr. They're people of taqwa. They're people of sakina. They're people of forbearance. This is my people. I know what you don't know. When the angel said, why are you putting somebody who's going to shed blood? Kill ambassador. Our Prophet ﷺ never killed an ambassador. When Musaylima sent his ambassadors, he sent them back. Kill an ambassador. You know how the Mongols invaded the Muslim countries? Because their ambassadors were killed by an arrogant Muslim ruler. And they sent their hordes. And millions of Muslims lost their lives. Their homes were destroyed. This is what happens. You're playing with fire here. This community is playing with fire. Read history. The Muslims are down. We've been down before. But when we were down in Mecca, we had patience. We had forbearance. We had the teachers there to say, calm down. Mahlan ya Aisha. Calm down, Aisha. This is the way the Prophet conquered the world. He didn't conquer the world with swords and spears. He conquered it with good character. And now we think we can rattle toothless tigers. Really, toothless tigers, like Aesop's donkey that finds the tiger's skin. You know, in Aesop's fables, the donkey finds the tiger's skin and he puts it on and he starts going around and all the animals, they run away and they're afraid. But then the fox hears him hee-hawing. He's laughing, but he's hee-hawing. And the fox comes and he says, you know, you better learn how to roar. You're not fooling me. This is what we've become. Like the donkey putting on the cloak of a lion. Let's roar. We've been humiliated so long. We humiliated ourselves. Who has humiliated us? Nobody can humiliate you if you have dignity. They only humiliate themselves by denigrating you. These people that are denigrating the Prophet ﷺ, they're denigrating themselves. They're showing what ignorant people they are. These aren't people of any worth or weight. They're empty people, vacuous people. But there's also amongst them demonic people. They want to see Muslims behaving like fools. You know why? Because they've spent in the last few years $43 million to produce hate in this country towards the Muslims. $43 proven million. We don't know what's going on in other places. $43 million. Now in the United States, my warning to all of you, we have a window of opportunity, but I'm laying out a warning. We have a window of opportunity in this country to let people know who we are. Because there's other people defining us and they're using very sophisticated strategies, demonic strategies, to instigate, to provoke, to make Muslims react. You know what Sun Tzu says in The Art of War? He says, anger your enemies, provoke them so that they fall into disarray. They can't even think. This is what's happened to our community. People can't even think straight. No, patience and taqwa. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us, hold to prayer. Hold to prayer. Really. In Surah Al-Mumtahana, Allah says an amazing thing. Don't make us a tribulation for those who disbelieve. Fakhruddin al-Razi and others say it means we become such a negative example that people have no encouragement to even think about Islam. They're not interested in finding out. We become a barrier for any interest in Islam. And then he says immediately after that, oh Allah, forgive us. You can destroy us. You're Aziz, you're Hakim, but forgive us. Fakhruddin al-Razi says, they put asking not to be a tribulation for the disbelievers before asking for forgiveness, because if you become a tribulation for those who don't know anything about Islam, you might not get the forgiveness of God. They're more worried about being a tribulation for disbelievers than their forgiveness. That's what he said. Now you look at the ayahs that follow that, they're about relations between people that you have animosity with. Allah can take people who you are fighting now and put between you love. Allah's all-powerful. He can make people you don't like now, or you hate now, or they hate you. He can make them your friend. Like the Mongols, they invaded the Muslim land. Within 50 years, people that saw them come as pagans conquering them were praying side by side with them in mosques they built. In 50 years, the great English Christian writer Arnold says it's one of the unique cases in history where the conquered their conquerors with ideas. They came with force, but the Muslims had ideas. We don't have ideas or force now. We're like a mosquito. It's just bothering the Western social body. But I'll tell you something. There are people in this country in very high positions of power in which nuclear options are not far-fetched for them. I'm telling you this, the absolute truth. There are people in this government, in the military, there are voices there saying we need to show real force here. This has gotten out of hand. They don't need to send in soldiers. And this country has used nuclear weapons twice, and they've used radiation many times. Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Sam Harris, in a best-selling book, argues for a preemptive nuclear strike on the Muslims because they're threatening our existence. And this is crazy stuff, but this is somebody who lectures all over and is held up as an intellectual. So, I think Muslims really need to think very deeply about what you're doing here in the United States. You know, if you came here to make some money, it's not going to be that easy to make money for Muslims pretty soon. You know, I'm just telling you. You know, my problem is I read too much. You know, people, blissful ignorant, that's what they call it. But when you see what's happening, when you see what's going on, so, you know, Muslims better really think about this. Either we practice our religion or we stop pretending that we're Muslims. As far as I'm concerned, I adopted this faith and I'm sick of defending ignorant, backward, reactionary fools. Really. I'm tired of it. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين.